that better, buddy? What to wear? What to wear? What to wear for your photo shoot? If you typed what to wear into any search engine, you would get lists and lists of photography websites explaining to you exactly what you need to wear for your next photo shoot. So who do you listen to? Which advice do you take? And how do you find out what actually suits you as a person? Hi, I'm Abigail, and I'm here to talk about photography, how it relates to me, and how you can get those perfect photographs that you absolutely love. From working in photography and also going through a lot of these lists myself on the web, I have put together some of the most common things that people will suggest, and today I'm going to go through them, explain why it's a good idea and what my opinion is, why it might work for you and why it might not work for you. Now the first one that I'm going to talk about is keep to solid colors. And as you can see, I like some patterns in my life. Now why people say keep to solid colors is patterns can get very, very busy. And if you look at my outfit today, I've stuck to one piece that has a pattern, and it's more of an accessory, it's not a main piece. It's not like my shirt or my pants, it is something that I wear over that. And the rest is pretty much solid colors I've got. And it's a very pretty uniform palette that I'm working with here. But why is it a bad idea and why is it a good idea to have patterns in your wardrobe when you're taking photos? So the two main reasons why I would not recommend that you wear patterns in your photo shoot is it can be very distracting, and it can also, if you wear different types of patterns, clash with one another and it doesn't go too well together. Another reason why people might not want to wear patterns, but which I think is maybe less concerning, is if you don't want to fall into a certain stereotype. Like some patterns are just associated with different eras, different time periods, but I think that can also be a bit of an advantage. So why do you want to wear patterns? Well, number one, maybe you just really like patterns. One of the things to be very careful for in doing a photo shoot is ending up with photos that look nothing like who you actually are as a person. So if you often wear patterns and you know how to style it well, then go for it. Just be careful that you're not overwhelming the entire photo shoot. And then also maybe have a discussion with your photographer about wearing patterns. Think about where you're going to take the photos, make sure that it goes with your surroundings, and also try and find an environment that suits your personality, suits your style of dressing, especially if you're going to do something that's more busy like wearing patterns. And if you know how to wear patterns well, you will know how to style it with the rest of your outfit, that it doesn't overwhelm or clash with other things. And then also just think about if you're doing a photo shoot with other people that you don't wear patterns that clashes with the patterns that they are wearing. Second piece of advice, dress comfortably. I have very little to say against this one. I think the more comfortable you are going into a photo shoot, the more comfortable you will be in the photo shoot, and the better the photos are going to be. However, the one thing I will point out is your definition of comfort. Now, is it an outfit which is super comfy and like something you would sit on the couch and watch a movie in? I'm not always gonna highly recommend that. I think that yes, you want to be comfortable in your clothes, comfortable in what you're wearing, and that is very, very important. But also think about your presentation. Is it appropriate for the type of photo shoot you're doing? So you need to be comfortable in your clothes, the same way you're comfortable in your own skin. You need to feel like yourself. But that might mean a super fancy ball gown, or it might mean a suit and tie. It can also mean a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Just try and think whether this is the type of comfort that you're also trying to show and have in your photos 10, 20 years from now. Are you going to look back and say, I wish I dressed up a little bit more? Or are you going to look at it and say, wow, that is so me. I love that. I was so comfortable. So just try and find the outfit that speaks to who you are, something you're comfortable wearing in an everyday, or if it's a fancy shoot, wear something fancy, but again, something you feel comfortable in. Don't wear something that doesn't feel like you. Next one. Avoid logos. For the most part, I totally agree with this. Logos are something that can make your photo shoot look very much from one certain time period. As logos change and brands and things go in and out of style, you don't want to have your photo shoot set to that specific time period when this thing was popular. So logos can make your photo shoot unfortunately feel kind of cheap. You want to have something classy and timeless again, where a logo can make it look like you just picked whatever brand off of the shelf and you're wearing it because you have a logo on it, not because you really love it or because it's really you. However, there are, I think, very important exceptions to this piece of advice. Such as if you're wearing vintage clothing, and more specifically, graphic tees or vintage logos that you absolutely love and you really like that style, that's a part of who you are, then go for it. Especially if you're trying to go for a vibe or a certain style in your photo shoot, which is more vintage, logos can actually be a great way of doing that because it is set to a certain time period. By wearing that, you actually are putting yourself and making it very clear that that is the vibe, the time period you're going for. Just remember that it will date your photo shoot. And so even if you want to do some modern logos, if you're like, I absolutely love this, I'm obsessed with this, I know 20, 30 years from now, I'm still gonna love this, then go for it. Just be very sure because it is a hard and fast thing. It's very clear, it's gonna be on your clothes, it's gonna be very obvious in the photos if you wear logos. Next piece of advice, incorporate layers. Now I think layers, as I have today, is a really great way of doing many different things in your photo shoot. One, they bring some dynamic. This would be a very plain outfit, t-shirt and jeans without having something over it. So you can take something very simple, very plain, and elevate it by just adding a simple layer to it. Second thing is, if you've got something that you absolutely love but it kind of breaks some of the rules, such as having patterns, layers is a great way of incorporating that because you're not married to the idea. You're not stuck with it. You can take it off and just do a couple photos without it. You can switch it out. You can bring other layers, which maybe I start the photo shoot with this one and I end the photo shoot with a different jacket. Or even without anything, I add a scarf at some point. Layers are great because you can interchange them. You can mix it up, have fun with it. You can even switch layers with other people. Or maybe you're matching layers, like everyone wears the same jacket, but the rest of the outfit, everybody's perfectly unique if you're doing something with a group. So layers can be great. The part in layers which you need to be careful is you don't want too many layers. It can get bulky, it can get in your way. You have to also think about if you're in a location, do you have someone or some way, if you're trying to take layers off, if you've got multiple layers with you, is there some place to put them? If, for instance, you're doing a photo shoot in a studio, it's super simple, it's nice and easy, you've got space. But if you're maybe at the beach, or it may be a windy environment, or even if it's raining, you have to think about what are you going to do with those layers if you have multiple layers. If it's just one thing like this, you don't have to worry about it. Alright, so next, avoid bright colors. This has become very trendy. You will see, I think the 2020s are going to be marked by the photo shoots of all the muted earthy tones. You can see it everywhere. Almost every photographer now is doing that. They're advising their clients, telling their clients to wear muted tones, earthy tones like the browns and sandy colors, even veering away from whites. And those, don't get me wrong, those can be absolutely beautiful photos when you do that. But I think that if that is not who you are as an individual, as a person, if you're someone who absolutely loves bright colors, don't feel like you cannot wear bright colors. It's true that the color palette of earthy tones, even like deeper reds, beautiful deep blues, brown is a little bit, if you're mixing it in with others, like a leather jacket or something like that, gorgeous. Even wearing a bit of blacks can be very elegant. Beautiful colors to work with, and they're very easy to work with, which is often why a photographer will recommend it. But if you in your everyday life absolutely love vibrant colors such as a bright red, yellows, bright pinks, all of these colors, then think about how can you maybe incorporate both. One thing I will say is it is easier and it's going to make your pictures pop more if you are using highlights of these colors. But don't try and limit yourself because you think, oh, I have to wear these muted colors. If you love bright colors, if you love showing your personality through that, there's absolutely a way to make that work. And again, I'll tell you, make it a discussion with your photographer because your setting, your environment makes such a difference to this. Bright colors look amazing when they're paired with the right environment. If you've got the right studio set up or if you're outdoors, just find the place that makes it work and you can have the most stunning photos in all those bright colors. The one thing that I will say is really maybe not a great idea is if you're very much into neon colors, I would not recommend having neon colors in your outfit, even if you love it. What I will say instead is get yourself a photographer who works really well with lighting. And this does not have to be a studio setup. You can still do it outdoors if you want that outdoor effect or you want that outdoor setting, but have them bring bright neon LED lights that they can use in the shoot, which can reflect off of you. And then you might want to wear something like an all-white outfit even, or a black outfit, but like a nice blank canvas of an outfit, and let them use those neon lights. It'll reflect on your skin, it'll reflect on your outfit. Another fun idea is go to some place like an arcade where you already have those neon lights. But I think that it's just really, really cool, super fun. I love those photo shoots. The reason why I wouldn't say wear those colors, however, is because it can very quickly make you fade completely out of the picture. When you're wearing neon colors, they're in your face and they're so attention grabbing that it's hard to look at that picture and see the person. You just see the clothes. And so why having the LED lights, bringing that neon in through that way instead of having your clothes is it's going to be reflecting on your face, it's going to be reflected on your skin, and it's going to really make you as a person pop rather than just your outfit popping. But if it's not neon colors, if it's anything else, please go for it. And if you're not sure, just talk to a few different photographers, find someone whose style works with that. Find someone who's happy to do that. I love it when my clients wear something that really just speaks their personality, and I don't care what that is, whether it is the muted tones, whether it is bright red dresses, whether it looks like this checkered pattern with a bright red dress and you want to have a picnic on a hillside. I think that's amazing. Or if you have like very muted tones like the sandy colors and you want to have a wonderful moody shoot with your significant other on the beach, like I think that is just as incredible. So wear what makes you you, but just be aware that different color palettes and brighter colors take a little bit more planning and a little bit more attention to detail when you're setting up your shoot so that the subject still pops as much as the wardrobe does. The last tip that is very common, very popular, and I think this is very important, but for certain types of shoots, is to coordinate. Now, the older method to this was to have all matching outfits, and I think that can still be a lot of fun if that's what you want to do, but know that that is a very specific look. Think about the 2000s and the 2010s where everyone would wear white shirts and blue jeans, and you can it's like every family photo looked like that, and it became a very overdone concept. In the beginning it was great, and it was like something unique, something to show, you know, we're all one family. But now I would highly recommend do not do matching outfits. So it'll give you more of a retro vibe to it, it'll give you more of a certain era that you're going for. But unless you specifically want that, what I would recommend instead is to get yourself coordinated outfits. And what I mean by that, and a really great easy tip, is to go for something like a unified color palette, or Maybe if you guys want to do something fun, dress up like certain characters in a story, but each one picks their own character. So do something that makes you all look alike. You can pick a theme, you can pick, yes, like I said, a color palette if you're just doing something simple. So coordinate the outfits, make sure everybody knows more or less what the other people are wearing, so you don't have one person that sticks out and doesn't match at all. But try and also have each person look their own unique style and wear their own unique style. You don't all want to look like it was just copy pasted, same font on everybody. Now for me personally, these would be my top 2 tips, and I've kind of mentioned parts of this throughout all of the different tips that I've gone through. So my first tip is basically read the room, and I'm using that saying completely out of context, but what I mean by it is when you're planning your photo shoot, you know what you want to use it for, maybe where you want to hang up the pictures, if you want to print them for your house, if it's for your business, whatever the case is. You know what it's for, and you know what would be appropriate in that situation for you to wear. If you were going to a business meeting, you would wear a certain outfit. If you were going to a birthday party, you would wear a certain outfit. And the same goes for taking pictures. You know what you're going to use those pictures for, so wear the appropriate outfit if you as a person were going to be in that position rather than having the picture there. Wear that kind of outfit. And the same goes to setting. Where you want to take the pictures, wear the outfit that would be appropriate to you be wearing in that situation. I don't mean you cannot be creative and have like a broken down building but wear this beautiful dress as a contrast to it, but think about it as a whole. Think about what you're trying to show in your pictures, and then you match your outfit to the location that you're going to be taking your pictures is very important. And then secondly, and I think even more importantly, because you want to be able to look at these pictures and love them forever. You want to be able to look back at them 20, 30 years from now and say, wow, I'm so happy I have these pictures. Never ever wear anything that isn't you. And I understand if you're maybe doing something for a company shoot and you're just an employee and there's a dress code, but as much as possible, if you're ever taking pictures, wear something that feels like you, wear something that feels natural. You will be more comfortable in it and you will look better in the pictures. You will be able to look back on the pictures and love it, because not only will you see yourself as your face and you in the picture, but you will see yourself in what you're wearing, and you will really feel like, wow, that's such a cool and accurate representation of me. But if you wear something that doesn't feel like you, you're not gonna love the pictures. They might look beautiful, other people might love it, but you're gonna look at them and it's just gonna feel something's off. So never wear something that doesn't feel like you. And you can even push yourself out of the comfort zone, but when you put that outfit on, you have to feel like this represents a part of who you are. So if you want to have a look at some of my work or things that I've done, get some more ideas of how I would photograph people, how I would match outfits with settings, you can have a look at my website and you can have a look at my Instagram, and I've linked them both below. So have a look and let me know if you have any ideas. Comment below what you thought, which of these tips helped you, which of these tips you disagree with, and I'd love to hear your opinions.